Hi, I'm Monica Cesarato, a food and travel blogger in Venice. Welcome to Venice Meets, a series of live chats from Instagram every day at 6 p.m. CET. Today, I will be talking to Eleonora Odorizzi, co-founder of Italian Stories, a portal dedicated to Italian artisans.
Eccoci qua, ciao carissima, benvenuta.
Ciao, hello everybody.
Okay, if by any chance during the talk anybody's noticed a big delay between me and her, please let me know because it means I'm having some trouble with my connection. Thank you so much. Eleonora, how are you?
It's quite okay, thank you. Fine, and you?
No, today was a day off. It was a really bad day. Today, I think after we went on lockdown the 12th of March, I think, yeah, something like that. Today I cracked. Today was a bad day because I realized on Monday everybody's going out and I can only go and visit my parents. I don't have any other relatives. I want my friends. So, I don't know. Anyway, Marisa vi dice la cuffietta, non le ho Marisa. Okay, so Eleonora, what is Italian Stories?
So Italian Story is a network of Italian artisans who would love to share their knowledge with people who love craftsmanship, with crafts lovers, with the travelers who wants to discover a different kind of Italy, hidden part of Italy, and travel in a more sustainable way.
Okay.
Maybe I have to take my...
No. Can you hear me?
Now it's okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Okay. If you can hear us, guys, you tell us. Okay, good.
So it's a website, a platform where everybody can browse and find the perfect experience with many artisans in every part of Italy. And you can browse starting from where you want to go or what you want to do. So looking for different places in Italy or looking for different kinds of crafts. And after that, you can find the best one that fits to you and ask for a specific date with the artisan, and then you can book directly from our platform.
Oh, so they can actually have experiences with the artisans. It's a hands-on.
Yes, different kind of experiences. You can just have a visit where you go inside the place where the artisan works and just have soft experience, we would say, you know? Or if you want to try something more difficult but more exciting too, you can have a workshop of half a day, 2 hours, or also many days. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to create a pair of shoes, you have to take 4 or 5 days because, of course, it's more difficult. Of course, you don't have to spend the whole day in the workspace because it would be too much time for somebody who's just starting. So they have different chances. So you can have a half a day in the workspace with the artisan, and half a day you can go around and just visit the city or the place where you are. So it's not so focused only on the time you spend in the workshop. You can also have time for other things. If you choose for other kind of experience of 2 hours, 3 hours, or half a day, of course, it would be more approfondito.
Oh, in depth. Yes, it will be a more in-depth experience. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to do this conversation in English, even if I'm not so fluent in English.
Eleonora, you're amazing. It's perfect. Trust me.
No, I don't think so, but you can help me.
It's fine. I don't need to do nothing. Trust me. Only the questions. Okay, so when did Italian Story start?
We started in, I think, 5 years ago. And so it's quite a long time. We started to create this kind of tourist experiences even before Airbnb. But now we know that this is another service they offer. So
okay.
It has been more difficult for us after that. But anyway, we do different things with our work. We help local
Dimmi.
Enti locali.
Oh, the local office, tourist offices, local government offices.
Tourist office, so local organizations to create new ways to discover their places, their cities, their country, under this point of view, under the point of view of craftsmanship, of Italian craftsmanship. So we do different things. During these 5 years, our business has become some way different from the start, as it was from the start.
Eleonora, as it is right in a way, because you start sometimes small, thinking small, and then along the way you realize that you can do much more, you can do it better, and you can really offer. So it's actually good to I think it's a great strength of a good company to be able to change. If you don't change, then generally is when you have a problem, but you don't last. So it's good.
No, you're right. And we have always done many different things. We have done a book 4 years ago with many stories of artisans that we have met during the period of the construction of our platform. So this was a project of a crowdfunding project, and it was very interesting, a very interesting experience for us. And this book has been sold everywhere in the world.
Okay.
And so it was very exciting to see that we can share the stories of Italian craftsmanship so far away, and that a lot of people were interested in hearing and reading and discover these stories. And I guess they were satisfied because all the stories are really incredible.
Was Italian Story your idea, or did you build it with a group of other people? How was Italian Story born?
It was the really little thing, the really first idea. It was my idea.
Okay.
It's an idea of mine. But without a group of people, it couldn't be possible to create it like it is now. So with Andrea, first of all, with also my husband, and with a lot of many other people that helped us to create this project, a photographer, a developer, many other people, and of course all the artisans that always give us an input to go on this way.
So there is you're doing perfect. I mean, you're amazing. Good.
It's difficult.
You're doing fine. Trust me, you're really good. When you told me that, I don't want to do in English, my English is no good, I was expecting, really, really broken English. Your English is perfect. What are you talking about?
Listen,
Yeah.
the reason why I was asking if it was your idea is because I wanted, if it was, as it was, I want you to understand how did it come out? How did you get this?
I think, first of all, because we've always been craft lovers, so it's our passion, okay? And it was after journey in Tuscany, where we met some alabaster artisan.
Yeah.
I don't know, alabaster. And it was a beautiful experience. We asked to go inside the workshop, and we visited everything there. And I think it would be nice to create a network of artisans who want to be open to people outside, and to craft lovers too, because I also think, this is difficult to say, that when you meet other people that love the things that you do, you can always have some inputs that can get your work better.
Yes.
I think many times Italian artisans has been in a kind of
yeah, like a shell. Yeah, they're
say,
closed in a cocoon,
yes,
like a cocoon.
Yes, and they can't really get in touch with other people and really understand what they want. So it's kind of repeating for years in years the same thing. Not every people.
Yeah, of course. No, we understand what you're saying.
Many,
yes,
many different situations. And I also think that this kind of mixing can be useful for everybody, for people who discover and maybe can appreciate more the object created.
Of course.
And for the artisan.
Oh, you're gone. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry,
okay.
you're gone for a second. And for the artisan?
And for the artisan too, because they can maybe improve their creation. They can understand better what people want.
Yeah, I think it's very important. You know, at the end is networking in a way. Okay, I think in all levels or walks of life, the more you're in contact with people from all different kind of walks of life, it enriches you as a person. So I think what you actually do from the point of view of the user, so the client that goes and see the artisans, it's enriching because they discovered a craft but maybe they didn't know. They realize how important it is handmade and why it's got to cost and it cannot be cheap. From the point of view of the artisan, I think it's nice because he sees also other artisans that maybe do other things, but maybe they got different approach. And as you say, you know, well, meeting, you know, socializing, talking, and is always enriching for everybody. So I think your site is two ways. It's not just exposing the artisans to the public, but it's also helping them, as you say. It's a great idea. How many artisans do you have at the moment?
We have more or less 120 artisans on the platform, and more than 300 experiences or visits or workshops that you can choose. And another thing I think it's interesting to say is that artisans also have a great cultural value.
Oh my God! Yes,
because they have this. Knowledge of this heritage that is not material, it's untouchable, but it's we Italians can't do without this kind of heritage because it's part of our identity.
Yes,
and I think they have this enormous treasure that should be shared.
Yes, yes.
The more is possible.
Yes, it should be shared, I think, and unfortunately, at least I'm talking about my part of the world. So Venice in the specific, okay, because I know is a bit different in other parts of Italy, but I think they should be
Yes.
valued, and they are, as you say, they are our heritage. And above all, like for example, nowadays, where we know that it's going to be so hard for tourism to start again, artisans are the people where we really should focus our attention, give them all the support. And I mean support, and it shouldn't be just from the private sector. It should be the government, and every artisan should be allowed to have a website, but not that they have to do it poor things, because if you're busy working, they don't have time to go and do sites and stuff, but we should be helped in this. So I don't know, I'm a bit, you know, I'm all for helping all the time, but I think it should come from the government, and they shouldn't be abused and used. But we know that's what happens, unfortunately.
I also think that two things could be useful for support the artisan. One, I think they should have places, workshop where they can work, like artists have in other part of Europe, paid by the government.
Yes.
Or local institutions. Don't you think so? So
yeah.
They can't, they could not think about
the rent.
The rent.
It should be, or at least if not paid in full, it should be, how do you say, subsidized. Subsidized. So let's say, okay, half pays the government, half the artisan. Or one thing I always said, in a situation like Venice where the rents are outrageous, the rents should be made in proportion of how much you earn.
Yeah.
No, it's a dream.
Right, but there are a lot of places of the government, of the local institution that are unused. So they can use these spaces, these buildings to support this kind of culture. I mean, at the end. And the second thing, I think it's...
Pascal, chiudi la porta. Sorry, I just told my son to close the door. No, the dog came in and she opens the door. Sorry about that. Vai, scusami, dimmi.
It's about taxes. I think that when it could be useful that if we buy artistic craftsmanship, we can, te lo dico in italiano, tu lo dici?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Scaricarlo dalle tasse.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Scaricare dalle tasse.
Sì, but
dell'artigianato artistico.
Yeah, you should be able to, how do you say, to deduct it from the tax. Yes, you should be able to deduct it from the tax. Now, how do you select your artisans? Because, of course, I'm pretty sure that, you know, because you have Italian Stories is a quality site, and that's important because there are other sites out there. We know there are other sites out there that do experience and stuff, but that's the success, I think, of Italian Stories is that you are offering quality. And so how do you select your artisans?
Okay. First of all, we focus on the product. Okay, because of course, if you have a quality product, you of course should be expert of the matter of the craft. And second thing, we pay attention to the relational abilities of the artisan, because when you meet somebody, when you meet people, when you have to teach somebody how to do something, can be difficult. And so this is another important point. And the third one is the place where they work.
Of course.
It should have some specific. So if they work in the house, usually it's not so easy, but it depends.
Yes.
Okay. So a place where it's easy to go to and to move and to create something, a comfortable place.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth point is the ability to use the websites
Mm-hmm.
and to use the
Social media.
digital
Yes,
solution.
yeah.
I mean, because you have to be a little bit able
Yes.
to use these instruments and these tools. I mean, so more or less this for
And I think that's already selected like half of the artisans out. When you said no, when you're talking about social media, I'm talking about probably. No?
No, there are a lot of people that are interested and quite good to use media and social channels.
Was it hard at the beginning to explain to the artisans the importance? Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say. The importance of to show their job and maybe even to teach it. But of course, the people that will come will never steal their work. But you are actually expressing yourself. Was it hard?
No, simply nobody understood what we said, because we said, "Oh, we want to do this project for tourist experiences with the artisans."
I go like, well,
and say,
why?
What are you doing on a platform? And the artisans were like, "Why somebody should be interested in what I do, in seeing me, in watching at me?
Yeah,
they will be interested in the object I do, not in me." Because the knowledge, in their opinion, 5 years ago, maybe
things are
now
changed.
something has changed. The knowledge was not important in their mind.
Yes.
No? Only the object,
Yes.
not the people, not the person who do the object.
Isn't it interesting that instead, for a quality tourist, we're talking about, of course, always, okay? We're always talking about quality artisans and quality tourists, okay? For the quality tourists, instead, it's not just the object, because the objects, at the end of the day, they can just go online and buy it. For them, I think it's important, the history of a person. How did you become? The more you have a history behind you, the more it's like, oh my God, your father did it, your grandfather did it. I know that sometimes when I go around on my food tours and we passing through and we see il Forcolaio Matto, and I just stop. Most of the time it's closed, it's not open anyway, but we pass through his window and I take 2 seconds to explain to people what he does, and you see them go, oh my God, will he be open tomorrow? We love to go and see. But I said, you can see the thing. No, but we want to talk to him. And I think it's important for artisans to understand this. You're not selling your product, you're selling your art. That is different. And the art is history, so you have to be a big person. That's why, as you were saying, social communication skills are very important in this sense. So.
Right.
And what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Do you cover all the regions of Italy? Did you manage to get more or less all the regions of Italy?
Yes, more or less. I think maybe Sardinia and maybe Molise.
Okay.
We don't have any.
Povero Molise. Nobody goes to Molise.
No, it's not because nobody goes.
No, I'm just saying nobody. I keep telling everybody, every travel company, every travel writer, they all go, I really need to go to Molise.
But it's a beautiful region. There is no reason really, because
I know.
It's a nice place where you can travel and visit. I will go.
Yes.
Maybe this year, because we have to stay in Italy.
Exactly. So, talking about artisans.
But sorry, I would love to have Molisan artisans.
Yeah. So if somebody is right immediately to Italian Stories, they're waiting for you. Okay. It doesn't matter what you do; they love you.
No.
Listen, now talking in a more serious way, how do you see the future for artisans after what's happening now? Because of course, they are amongst those that have been hit between the restaurants and the, all everything connected to tourists. Artisans, how do you see them getting out of this?
Now, it was difficult before, and it will more difficult after this situation. And during this situation too now, I hope that they will find some ways to get in touch with the rest of the world. I hope they finally will discover that a digital solution can help them selling their products all around the world, because all around the world people are looking for this kind of products. I have to tell you that during this quarantine period, we had this project named One Artisan Per Day.
Yes.
Takes the virus away.
I loved it because I used to do a photo Venice a day takes the doctor away, but that was about 2 years ago. So when you start doing it for, oh yeah, I like this, that's a brilliant thing.
Yes. And so we were talking about every day a different artisan, not from the Italian story circuit. So it was for all the artisans in Italy. And a lot of people who saw these stories asked me in the private message, I would love to buy from this artisan, but the most of them doesn't have an e-commerce.
I know.
So how can I buy from them? And I said, you should ask, write a message, an email, but it's not so easy, no? It's a difficult way to buy.
I got to say, I do website. I was the first one in Italy to have a sexy shop online. Okay, so I was one of the first people in Italy ever to have online shopping. So I've been building them for a long time, so I know the costs. I was doing it myself, so I cut my cost out. So I can imagine that for an artisan to do an e-commerce site, it is a big investment. And not only that, there are so many companies offering the service, good and bad ones. And that's the problem. As an artisan, maybe you're already not that good at in the digital situation. They come and shoot at you big numbers. I can imagine that a lot of them go like, no, I can't afford it. Sorry, I rather spend my money in something else. I get it. I totally get it. That's why I was telling you before, this is the time when the government should step in and have a system by which maybe you build a website, you can deduct it from your taxes. I don't know, have a whatever, right. Or some kind of cheaper versions, okay?
Even if I think that not the government, but maybe with the Confartigianato and CNA, you have the chance to ask for some kind of bonus or help for digital solution for your business. So I think that's something they should have.
But no,
but anyway, they also can try with Etsy.
They can even have a shop on Facebook, because you can actually put I think, no, you still need a website to do it on Facebook, I think.
You still need a website.
Yeah, we need that. Yeah, you can do it on Etsy. It's not the same thing, but yeah. But I'm totally agree with you. Whenever I meet an artist, that's the first thing I usually ask them, have you got a website? They look at me and says, are you selling online? I go, why? Because you can sell to the world. And I think now in these days, of all the artisan friends that I have, those that, let's say, are not, they're still desperate, but let's say they're coping a bit better, are those that did have a website with e-commerce, because yes, they're not selling, you know, not enough to pay all the bills and stuff, but the name is there. It means people come back to the city or whatever, they remember, oh, I bought that from him. Let me go and see him. Let me go and see her. And let's try to support it. Did it happen to you as well? Like, for example, I got a lot of emails from my clients saying to me, oh, saying exactly the same thing. Can we buy or something, you know, directly from the client? Or is there like a site to support them and stuff? Now, another thing that they could do, if people want to support the artisans, is maybe come to your website and book the experiences, maybe with not a fixed date or something like that. Is that something they can do? Like a voucher or something?
Yes, we also have a gift card, so they can buy a gift card, so it can be used in the future, or we can also create a special offer for this situation. But with the gift card, it's okay, because you can use it for 1 year.
Oh, okay, so that's quite good. Look, of all the artisans that you have, wow, a couple of the most strange ones. Strange. No, I'm not saying the best one, because of course they're all beautiful, they're all amazing, they're all fantastic, but strange. Something that when you went and see what they were doing, you went, oh my God, I didn't realize you could do this.
So one strange, I don't know if this is the right word. It's an artisan in Campania region, Campania, who creates tamburelli.
Oh, right. Oh gosh, I don't know how to call them. The little drums, the little ones, little drums.
Yes,
yeah.
Little drums.
Cool.
Tamburelli, so it's lovely.
Oh my God, I didn't even think I still do. Oh, but does he actually make them for people that uses them in concerts and in musicians?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So proper leather.
So, yeah. I really don't know, because I'm not so fond of tamburelli. I don't, but it's, I think, one of the only few people that do this instrument. And another one that I appreciate very much, even if it's not part of our circuit, but I'm always trying to to convince him. It's Ceroplasta. He works with wax,
beeswax, yes.
Beeswax. And creating sculptures, most of all religious subjects,
cool.
Like the Bambinello.
Nice. Where is it? Where is it?
In Palermo.
Ah, okay.
And I think it's, I don't know, maybe 2-3 people in Italy do this, this work.
Cool. So it must be really amazing for you, because obviously it means you get to travel all over Italy meeting these people, and you must have built some beautiful relationship with them.
Yes, most of them, I can say they are my friends, but we have very good relation. And when I go in the cities where they are, I try to meet them and have a chat, because they always beautiful people to talk to discover something new, and I love them.
The site, of course, is in Italian and in English, right?
Yes, Italian Stories. You have Italian side and English side.
Okay. When you, who was your first artisan then?
Yeah, I think it was Marisa Combat.
It was Marisa, was it really? Oh, I didn't know that. Hi,
so.
darling, she's watching us. Okay, so I didn't know it was Marisa. Oh wow, oh wow, you couldn't have started any better. You know, talking about social media.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good.
It was funny when I asked her to become one of our artisans. She was like, "But who are you? Where did you find me? what do you want to do? Okay, that's right. You convinced me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. She's very skin deep, Marisa. She's like, let's have a look at it. Yeah or no? Yeah, that's good. See, and it was a beautiful location. And so, do you actually have? You are in Riva del Garda. So let's talk about quarantine now in Riva del Garda. I saw pictures today. Was that your son on the pier? But you're allowed out
Yes.
on the lake.
Not really in the lake, but just
On the
was just a jump.
So, well, I suppose the Riva del Garda is not that big, so it must be quite easy to keep quarantined.
Yes, it was quite easy here, even if we haven't been really outside for 2 months.
Yeah.
So living in an apartment, not so big,
okay.
and 4 people.
Yeah, can be stressful. Yes.
No, it has been funny sometimes, stressing sometimes,
Challenging,
but challenging sometimes. But it's okay. It has been.
So, do you have also artisans from around where you live, from the area there?
Yes. We have. Goldsmith, a young lady, very talented, and she offers a very interesting experience. You can create your wedding ring.
Nice.
You and your future, husband or
the groom,
wife. Okay, you can create your wedding ring. So this is usually a present from their testimony.
Yes. Oh yeah, from the witnesses. Yeah. Nice.
And with the witnesses.
Cool.
Yes, and also we have wine keller, winery.
Yeah. I was about to ask you if you actually have also food experiences, as in art of
yes, we do have it. And also we have an old and an ancient mill, beautiful, all made by wood.
Wow!
And they only make maize. How do you say maize in English?
Corn.
Corn with.
Cool! Wow! Polenta go-go.
Yes.
Listen, the book that you made, where can we actually buy? From Italian Stories, or is it actually on Amazon as well?
No, it's not on
It's
Amazon,
a private,
because we did just selection, little production, so you can have writing a mail to office or info italianstories.it.
So not just for Italians, because of course for Italians as well, because we know after the quarantine we're gonna have to concentrate on Italian tourism, so Italian Stories is gonna be the perfect site. But eventually when the foreigners come back, this is the perfect way for having a slow tourism. That's, we're trying all to promote and stuff. Are you getting any support from the local authorities, local governments, or not? Zilch?
No.
Typical. Typical. Isn't it funny when somebody has a good idea that could really help people? The people that should be behind you are not.
No, as I told you before, we sometimes work with local organizations, and it works. Maybe it works better because we can create a specific project. So I think maybe it's better. We had a 2 years long collaboration with Viterbo, Camera di Commercio di Viterbo, and that was a nice project because we create a tour for discover craftsmanship and also food producers of this area that is very very nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Named Tuscia.
Oh, I love it.
And
beautiful area. Love it.
It's amazing. And we work with 32 people or aziende.
Oh, okay. Yeah, companies. Yes. Oh, that's good.
Companies.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah,
that's very good. Do you have the sign with all your, with all the details of Italian stories? Ah, yes. See, I can see the organized people. So wherever you look, website, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook is Italian Stories. But I got to say, you were lucky also to find that name free. Because it's actually...
because people don't think.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name, I think. So I usually ask the women generally, because the man turns up with a bottle of wine generally. But have you got something handmade on you? I can see it.
Have you got something
handmade? Yes.
Yes, of course. I have this beautiful handmade creation by our friends Marisa Convento. A coral made by Conterie, little glasses beds made in Murano. And because another of my passion is to travel around the world, I also have these handmade earrings made in India.
Oh, nice.
This time.
Ah.
Made in India, because also in India they also have a beautiful.
That's why I was actually gonna ask you something. Do you think you're gonna have an Indian stories?
No, I don't think so. I was trying to create some Moroccan stories, but it's not so easy. I tried to get in touch with organization. For artisans in Morocco, but
what was the hardest? Was it hard for you to find the artisans, or just they were any?
No, they because I also travel every year in Morocco, so I know quite well the situation there about the artisans too, and they have a good organization. For the craftsman's products, they have this sort of local spaces for the artisans, where they have a space where they produce products and also they sell.
What you were saying, but they should do it in Italy then? Yes.
Yes, right, something like this. So my idea was maybe we can use this situation that they are already there and start to create the tourist experience inside these places. No, it's could be
makes sense.
Could be usual. Yeah, it makes sense. But nobody gave me reply to my idea when I sent to the big
yeah, maybe because you're Italian.
Maybe.
You know what, I don't know. Maybe if the idea came from somebody local, maybe, but because you're from outside, maybe they just thought, oh, what does she want and stuff. Maybe that's a pity, because that would be a great idea. Oh my God. And a great idea for Italians as well, because if in every big city, at least in the big cities, they had centers like, and the spaces are there, as you were saying, there would be like a sort of market.
Community.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
It's more easy to find them.
Yeah. Oh, well, listen, somebody's listening from Morocco. Get in touch with Leonora. She's ready. She's got plenty of time now. Listen, Eleonora, thank you so much. It was so nice to find out about Italian stories. And it is a beautiful, beautiful platform. And I always recommend it to everybody. And guys, if you decide, anywhere you go in Italy, go and do an experience with an artisans and do it with Italian stories, because it is quality. You know that they look after. That's another thing. You do look after your artisans. It's not just a question of
Yes.
working. You do look after them, and they do give them a lot of support, and you will find the support as well. Oh, and you do organize experiences for children as well, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Yes,
but that's
we do.
very important, because there's going to be a lot of children going around this summer, I think. We just go, I had enough of you. Eleonora, thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you. Guys, remember, this chat is going to be available on the YouTube channel pretty soon. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Don't go out until the 4th of May.
No.
Until the 4th of May. Ciao carissima, grazie ancora. Ciao.
Ciao, grazie. Ciao, ciao.